Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 1 in this series. Just a quick introduction. In this series we'll be going through the manual in the form of mini tutorials. Each one will be no more than 2 minutes long. This should hopefully save you time because you only need to watch the ones you want to. The ROLAND T8 is a beat machine. It's combining the TB bass and TR drum sounds into a portable instrument. It has 64 patterns with up to 32 steps in each. You get 6 rhythm tracks from the TR606, TR909 and the TR808. You get a bass track with square and sawtooth waveforms, and you get effects such as overdrive, reverb and delay. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 2 in this series. How to switch the unit on and off. On the back panel there is a switch to turn the unit on and off. Now the unit will power up. There is an onboard rechargeable battery. A full charge will last around 4.5 hours. To charge from empty to full takes approximately 3 hours via the USB-C charging cable. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 3 in this series. Charge indicator light. The charge indicator light is located up here. When it's orange and lit up, it means that charging is in progress. If it's lit up and it's green, it means charging is complete. If you're charging and it's blinking green and orange, it means a charging error has occurred. If you're not charging and it's lit up red, it means the battery is low and the unit will power down in less than 30 minutes. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 4 in this series. Controls, jacks. On the top here you get your in and out sync to synchronise with external devices. Next to that you have your mix in, which is for audio input from external devices. Then you have your mix out, which is audio output for connecting to external devices or headphones. And then next to that you have the master volume, which adjusts the audio coming from the mix out jack. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 5 in this series. Controls, common. On the left of the unit you will find the display located up here. It's a 4-digit 7-segment LED display. Underneath you get your tempo and value knob, which changes the values shown in the display. Underneath that you get your shift button, which is to be used in combination with other controllers. Next to that you get your pattern button, which switches the unit to pattern selection mode. Underneath that you get your play button, which plays the currently selected pattern, and you press again to stop playback. And then next to that you get the record button, which switches the unit into recording standby. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 6 in this series. Controls, drums. To select an instrument to edit, press on the name of the drum sound you wish to edit. Just like so. The level knob on all 4 drum sounds is used to control the volume, located at the top. The bass and snare have a tune knob used to adjust the pitch of the instrument. To adjust the pitch of the tom or hand clap, first select either one and then use the tune knob to adjust the pitch. And the tune knob is just there. The hi-hat has its own dedicated decay knob to adjust the decay length of the hi-hats, located here. The bass and snare drum have a decay button. So press the decay button and then use the tune knob to adjust the decay length. You can also mute individual instruments. The easiest way of doing this is to hold the shift button, then press the instrument you wish to mute. So we'll mute the snare drum, the tom and the hand clap. If an instrument has been muted, press and hold the shift button and press the instrument again to unmute it. Just like so. Controls, bass. Press the bass button to select the bass, located here. From there you get the level knob at the top to adjust the bass volume. Underneath that you get the pitch knob, which adjusts the pitch. Just under there you get the decay knob, which adjusts the decay length. Then back at the top you get the cutoff knob, which adjusts the cutoff frequency, which determines the brightness. The reso knob adjusts the harmonics around the cutoff frequency. The envelope modulation knob adjusts the intensity of time bass to the cutoff frequency. Then underneath that you get the keyboard button, and while this is on you can use the keyboard buttons to play the bass, just underneath here. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 7 in this series. Controls, delay, reverb and accent. On the right hand side here you get a delay knob, which adjusts the delay volume. Underneath that you get the reverb knob, which adjusts the reverb volume. And then underneath that you get the accent button. Select this while a rhythm instrument or bass is selected to add an accent to those parts. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 8 in this series. Controls, step buttons. The step buttons, numbered 1 through to 16, are at the bottom of the T8. These are used for switching patterns and banks. They're also used for inputting rhythm and bass data. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 9 in this series. How to switch between patterns. Press the pattern button located up here. The step buttons underneath will light up to indicate patterns 1 through to 16 in that bank. Press one of the step buttons to select it. If a pattern is playing, you can select the next up pattern to play after the pattern finishes. When selecting a new pattern, the step buttons will either be lit up, like this, to indicate the pattern that's playing. They'll blink, indicating the pattern that we'll be playing next. They'll light up dimly, like you can see the rest of them are here, to indicate that a pattern exists in their slot. If it's unlit, it means no pattern exists there. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 10 in this series. How to switch between banks. The T8 has 4 banks, each with 16 pattern slots in it. To select another bank, press and hold the pattern button, located up here. And then you can see step buttons 1 through to 4 function as the bank numbers 1 to 4. Press another one of these to select the new bank. Once you've selected a new bank, you can select a pattern from that bank. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 11 in this series. How to save a pattern. To save a pattern that you have edited, hold down the shift button and press the right key, which is step number 16. And you can use the tempo and value knob to select pattern, which saves just this pattern, or all, and it will save all changes to all patterns. We'll select pattern. Once you've finished, press the enter button to execute. Enter button is step number 2. It'll flash up done. Once the unit is switched off, any unsaved patterns are reset to their last saved state. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 12 in this series. How to set the tempo. To set the tempo for the T8, use the tempo and value knob to set the tempo. To fine-tune the tempo in decimals, press and hold the shift button and then use the tempo and value knob. Just like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 13 in this series. How to input notes. Press the button for the instrument you wish to input notes for. So we'll select the snare drum. And then use the step buttons at the bottom of the T8 to input notes. So we'll just select a few. The steps you select will light up to indicate a note in that step. To delete an inputted note that is lit up, press the step again and the light will go out, indicating no note in that step. just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 14 in this series. How to switch between pages. The sequencer can handle up to 32 steps per pattern. These are split into 2 pages of 16. To switch between the two, press and hold the Shift button, located up here. In doing so, E and F will light up. The lit up button indicates the current page, so we're on steps 1 through to 16. And the blinking one indicates the page you can switch to. Press the blinking light to switch pages. When changing to pages 17 to 32, it's important to remember if the last step of the sequence is 16 or less and steps 17 to 32 are empty, the last step will automatically become 32, and the contents of steps 1 through to 16 are copied to steps 17 through to 32. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 15 in this series. How to input an accent and accent strength. Select a rhythm instrument, so I'll select the snare drum. Press the accent button, which will light up, and then input the steps you want to have an accent, so I'll go for this one and this one. The same way as shown in video number 13, and then press the instrument button again to exit. To adjust the strength of the accent, have the rhythm instrument selected, so we'll stick with the snare drum, and then hold down the accent button and use the tempo and value knob to set the strength. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 16 in this series. How to set the playback probability. You can use this feature to make a pattern playback in different variations. To change the probability of a step, press and hold the step button you wish to edit, then use the tempo and value knob to adjust the probability of that step. It can be set anywhere from between 0 and 100. So we'll hold down this step, and then we'll use the tempo value knob to set the probability. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 17 in this series. How to input substeps and flams. You can create rolls or repeated strokes using the substep function. You can divide the steps accordingly. You can have no substep. You can have it divided into 2, divided into 3, divided into 4, or you can have it as flams. To view the current status of a step, press and hold the instrument button you're editing, and then press the step button you wish to edit. Displayed will be the current status of that step. To change the current substep status, press and hold the instrument button you're editing, then press the step button you want to edit, and then press the same step button again to cycle through the different substep settings. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 18 in this series. How to set the substep probability. You can change the probability of inputted substeps too. Press and hold the instrument button you wish to edit. You need to continue holding until the operation is finished. Press the step button you are editing. This shows the current substep information. Then you press the accent button to display the probability for that substep. And then you can use the tempo and value knob to adjust the substep probability. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 19 in this series. How to set the velocity. Input the velocity of a step for an instrument to determine how loud or soft it is played. Press and hold the step button you wish to edit. Continue holding and the probability value is shown. and then press the accent button, and this will bring up the velocity value like so, and then you can use the tempo value knob to adjust the velocity. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 20 in this series. How to set the master probability. To set the master probability, hold down the pattern button and turn the tempo and value knob. Just like so. This adjusts the master probability, and this has no effect if individual probabilities are not set. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 21 in this series. How to loop specific steps. Step loop. Looping specific steps. You can make a selected step or steps play back in a loop during pattern playback. The rhythm instruments that are played back by the selected step all play back in a loop. Only the rhythms play back in a loop, and you can make more than one step play back in a loop at the same time. To do so, hold down the shift button and press the pattern button. The pattern button will blink, and then press a step or step buttons, and then press the pattern button again when you're finished. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 22 in this series. How to record in real time. Press the record button to arm recording, and the light should light up. Press the play button, which will light up and start recording. And from there you can press an instrument button to input a note into the steps in real time. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 23 in this series. How to input bass notes. Press the bass button to select the bass. The step buttons that have a note in will light up. A step that has a tie in it will light up dimly. So these four have a tie in from this note. Pressing an empty step will input a C2 note. So if you press this one here, it'll put in a C2 note. Or the note you inputted just before deleting is inputted again. If a step is not empty, then the contents will be deleted. So if you press this step here, for instance, the contents of that will then be deleted. To change the note of a step, you need to press and hold the step button you want to edit. So we'll go through and edit this one. And then use the tempo and value knob to select a different note. When you're finished, release the step button, and then you can press and hold another step button and do the same thing again and continue to do so until you're happy. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 24 in this series. How to edit the bass, accent or slide settings. Select the bass by pressing the bass button. To adjust the accent of a step, press and hold the step button for the step you wish to edit. Then press the accent button. From there use the tempo and value knob to set the accent to either on or off. Just like so. To adjust the slide setting of a step, press and hold the step button for the step you wish to edit, and then press the accent button twice. This brings up the slide setting for that step, and then again you can use the tempo and value knob to adjust that between on or off. Pressing the accent button will continue cycling through showing the note, the accent, and the slide settings. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 25 in this series. How to use the keyboard to play bass. To activate the keyboard to play bass, make sure you've got bass selected and then press the keyboard button. If you press the keyboard button and a different instrument was selected before, the unit will automatically switch to bass mode. And from there you can use the notes underneath, the step keys, to play the bass. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 26 in this series. How to input bass notes in real time. When the record button is lit and the keyboard button is unlit, you can use the bass button, located here, to input notes in real time, just like you do with the rhythm instruments. The notes input like this are by default going to be a C2, and then you can go through and edit these later on to different notes. Alternatively, when the record button is lit and the keyboard button is lit, you can use the keyboard to input bass notes in real time. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 27 in this series. How to edit bass notes after input. With the sequencer stopped, press the keyboard button and then press the record button. Then use the tempo value knob to select the step to edit. And then pressing a keyboard note inputs that into the step you're editing. Just like so. Use the octave up and down buttons to shift the octave for that step. They're located here. Press the slide button to toggle the slide effect on and off for that step. Press the accent button to toggle the accent on and off for that step. To input a tie, hold the keyboard button and press the slide button. This will sustain a note from the previous step into the next step. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 28 in this series. How to set the bass accent strength. Press the bass button, then hold down the accent button, then use the tempo value knob to adjust the bass accent strength. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 29 in this series. How to input bass accents and slides using step input. Press the bass button, select the bass, and then press the accent button, and this will be displayed on the display. Then use the step buttons to input the accents that you want. And then press the accent button again, and it changes to bass slide. And then use the step buttons to input where you want the bass slides to be. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 30 in this series. How to adjust the delay volume, feedback, and set the delay time. Turn the delay knob to set the volume and feedback. To adjust the delay time, hold down the shift button and turn the delay knob. If delay sync is on, the following options will show. You'll get 30-second note, 16th note triplet, dotted 32nd note, 16th note, 8th note triplet, dotted 16th note, 8th note, quarter note triplet, dotted 8th note, quarter note, half note triplet, dotted quarter note, half note, whole note triplet, dotted half note or whole note, as shown on the display here. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is 31 in this series. Setting how much signal is sent to the delay. Hold down the shift button and then press delay down here, which is note C. Then press the button of the instrument that you want to set, and then use the tempo value knob. It can be set anywhere from 0 to 127, and when you're finished, press C here to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 32 in this series. How to adjust the reverb volume and time. Turn the reverb knob to set the volume, which is located just here. To adjust the reverb time, hold down the shift button and turn the reverb knob. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 33 in this series. Setting how much signal is sent to the reverb. Hold down the shift button and then press the reverb button down here, which is the octave down button. Our send will be displayed on the display, and then press the button of the instrument you want to set. And then use the tempo value knob to set the value between 0 and 127. And then when you're finished, press the exit key down here. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 34 in this series. How to generate a random rhythm or bass pattern. To generate a random rhythm pattern, press and hold the shift key and then press the G sharp, which is random rhythm pattern down here. To generate a random bass pattern, press and hold the shift key and press A, which is random bass pattern. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 35 in this series. How to adjust the gain of an instrument. Select the instrument that you want to adjust the gain of. Press and hold the shift key and then press octave up, which is the menu button. From there, use the tempo value knob to select gain. Press the C sharp button to enter, and then use the tempo and value knob to set the gain from 0 to 200. You can select another instrument to adjust the gain for that instrument too. And do this for all the instruments till you're finished. When you are finished, press the exit button down here. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 36 in this series. How to adjust the tuning, the pitch of the selected instrument. Select an instrument that you want to tune. Press and hold the shift key and then press the octave up button, which is the menu. Use the tempo value knob till you get to tune. Press the C sharp button to enter, and then use the tempo and value knob to tune it as you see fit. When you're finished, press the exit button to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 37 in this series. How to set the decay length of an instrument. Select the instrument you want to edit. Press and hold the shift key and then press the octave up button to get to the menu. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this bit, which is for decay. Press the C sharp button to enter, and then use the tempo and value knob to adjust the decay length of the instrument. You can change to a different instrument as well. When you're finished, press the exit button to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 38 in this series. How to pan an instrument in the stereo field. Select an instrument you want to edit. Press and hold the shift key and then press the octave up button, which is to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob till you get to pan. Press the C sharp button to enter. And from there you can use the tempo and value knob to go from center all the way to left 64 or all the way to right 64. Or any way you see fit in between. When you're finished, press the C button to exit. This takes you back to the menu. Press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 39 in this series. How to adjust the attack of the bass drum. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob to select attack. Press the C# button to enter. And from there you can use the tempo and value knob to set the value between 0 and 255. When you're finished, press the C button to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 40 in this series. How to set the snare wire volume. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob to select this. Press the C# button to enter, and from there you can use the tempo and value knob to set the snare wire volume between 0 and 255. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 41 in this series. How to set the noise volume of the toms. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this setting here. Press the C# button to enter, and then you can use the tempo value knob to set the value. You can also change the hand clap as well. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 42 in this series. How to select the low tom sound. Press and hold the Shift key and press the octave up button, which is down here, to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob to select tom. Press the C# button to enter, and then you can use the tempo value knob to set the sound between tom 1 or tom 2. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 43 in this series. How to set the sound of the hand clap. Press and hold the Shift button and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob till you get to clap. Press the C# button to enter, and from there you can use the tempo value knob to select between 3 sounds. You get CP for hand clap sound, HNT for noise tom sound, and then HTON for high tom sound. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 44 in this series. How to set the open hi-hat delay tempo sync. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this screen here. Then press C# to enter. And then you can set the tempo value knob to be on or off. If it's on, the decay of the open hi-hat lengthens along the tempo. When you're finished, press the C button to exit. This takes you back to the menu. Press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 45 in this series. How to set the bass waveform. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this one here. Press the C# button to enter, and from there you can select the bass waveform to be either saw or square. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 46 in this series. How to set the pattern sync. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob till you get to this screen here. Press the C# button to enter. From there you can select between off. If pattern lengths are different, they will play out of time. You can select once. The basic sequencer will change with the rhythm pattern once, but subsequent patterns may play out of time. Or you can select always. The bass pattern will change in time with the rhythm pattern, as well as returning to the beginning at the same time. When you've made your selection, press the C button to exit back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 47 in this series. How to set the rhythm sequencer's step scale. Press and hold the Shift key, and then press the menu button, which is the octave up button. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this one here. Press the C# to enter. From there you can select either 16 for 16th notes, 32 for 32nd notes. You can have 8/3 for 8th note triplets, or 16/3 for 16th note triplets. When you're finished, press C to exit, and this takes you back to the menu. Press C to exit again back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 48 in this series. How to set the bass sequencer's step scale. Press and hold the Shift key, and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this here. Press the C# button to enter, and from there you can use the tempo value knob to set this between on or off. If it's on, you get a triplet grid, so one step is equal to 8th note triplets, or you can have off, so one step is equal to a 16th note. When you're finished, press the C to exit back to the menu, and then again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 49 in this series. How to turn the overdrive on or off for an instrument. Select an instrument, and then press and hold the Shift key, and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob to select OD on. Press the C# to enter, and from there you can turn the overdrive on or off using the tempo and value knob. You can also change to a different instrument to change the overdrive to on or off for that instrument as well. When you're finished, press the C to go back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 50 in this series. How to set the overdrive gain. Press and hold the Shift key, and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this here. Press the C# to enter, and from there you can set the overdrive using the tempo value knob, and you can set anywhere between 0 and 127. This is common for all instruments, so it can only be set once. When you're finished, press the C to exit back to the menu. Press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 51 in this series. How to set the overdrive level. Select an instrument you want to set the level for. Press and hold the Shift key, and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this here. Press the C# to enter. From there you can use the tempo and value knob to set the value of the overdrive level for, in this instance, the bass drum. And then you can select any other of the instruments and change that at the same time. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 52 in this series. How to set the delay sync. Press and hold the Shift key and press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob till you get to this here. Press the C sharp to enter, and then you can use the tempo value knob to select the delay sync to be on or off. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 53 in this series. How to adjust the amount of delay sent to the reverb. Press and hold the shift button, and press the octave up to enter the menu. Then use the tempo and value knob so you get to this here. Press the C sharp to enter, and from there you can set the value between 0 and 127. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 54 in this series. How to set the number of sync clocks per beat. Press and hold the shift button, and then press the octave up to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob. Till you get to this here. Press the C sharp to enter, and from there use the tempo and value knob to set the value. It can be set between 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 24. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press C again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 55 in this series. How to set the Midi transmitting receiving channel for the rhythm. Press and hold the shift key and press the octave up button to enter the menu. Then use the tempo and value knob till you get to this on the screen. Press the C sharp button to enter, and from there you can use the tempo and value knob to select the channel. It could be between 1 or 16, or it can be off. When you're finished, press the C button to exit. This takes you back to the menu. Press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 56 in this series. How to set the Midi transmitting receiving channel for the bass. Press and hold the shift key and press the octave up button to enter the menu. Then use the tempo and value knob to select this here on screen. Press the C sharp to enter, and from there you can use the tempo and value knob to select the channel between 1 or 16, or you can have it off altogether. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu, then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 57 in this series. How to set if program changed messages are transmitted when a pattern changes. Press and hold the shift button, press the octave up to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this on the screen. Press the C sharp to enter, and from there you can set this to be either on or off. When you're finished, press the C button to exit. This takes you back to the menu. Press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 58 in this series. How to set if a pattern changes when program changed message is received. Press and hold the shift button and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this shown on the screen. Press the C sharp to enter, and from there you can use the tempo and value knob to change this between either on or off. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 59 in this series. How to set the Midi channel to transmit or receive program change messages. Press and hold the shift key Press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this shown on screen. Press the C# to enter. From there you can use the tempo and value knob to select the channel 1 through to 16. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 60 in this series. How to set the MIDI clock sync. Press the shift button and hold it down and press the octave up button. Then use the tempo and value knob until you get to this shown on screen. Press the C# to enter. From there you can set between auto, which is inputted clocks are accepted. You have INT, unit operates from internal clock. You get MIDI, so only MIDI input is accepted. Or USB, so only USB MIDI is accepted. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press the C button again to go back to the previous screen. Please note that when a device is connected to the sync in jack, the unit always synchronizes to the clocks that are inputted to the sync in jack. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 61 in this series. How to set whether to output messages that have been input through the MIDI in jack. Press and hold the shift key and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob till you see this on the screen. Press the C# to enter, and from there you can set this to be either on or off. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 62 in this series. How to set the USB output volume. Press and hold the shift button, then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Then use the tempo and value knob until you see this on the screen. Press the C# to enter. From there you can use the tempo and value knob to set this between either off or between 1 and 127. If it is set to off, the USB volume is controlled by the volume knob located here. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 63 in this series. How to set the error link on or off. Press and hold the shift button, then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this shown on screen. Press the C# to enter. Then you can use the tempo and value knob to set this to either on or off. If you set this to on, if you're connecting to via USB to a device compatible with error link, otherwise leave this off. If you do turn it on, the setting only takes effect after switching the unit off and on again. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the menu, and then press it again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 64 in this series. How to restore patterns to a previous state. To restore a pattern, rhythm and bass to its previous state, press and hold the shift key and press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this shown on screen, and then press the C# button to enter. It'll flash up a couple of times and that will restore the rhythm and bass on that preset to its previous state. When you're finished, press the C button to exit back to the menu. To restore a pattern's rhythm to its previous state, press and hold the shift key and the octave up button. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this shown on the screen, and then press the C# to enter. Again, it will flash up a couple of times. This will restore just the rhythm pattern to its previous state. When you're finished, press the C button to exit. To restore a bass pattern to its previous state, press and hold the Shift key, then the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this shown on screen, and then press the C# button to enter. It'll flash up again. This will restore the bass pattern to its previous state. When you're finished, just press the C button to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 65 in this series. How to copy a pattern to another location. To copy a whole pattern, rhythm and bass, to another location, press and hold the Shift button and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob to select copy, then press C# to enter. From there you can select the new location. You've got a choice through all 4 banks. When you've chosen your location, press the C# button to execute. If at any time you don't want to do it, press the C button to exit, but we're going to go ahead and do it, so press the C# button to enter. It'll flash up that it's done. When you're finished, press the C button to go back to the previous screen. To copy a rhythm pattern only to another location, press and hold the Shift button, press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob till you get this shown on screen. Then press the C# button to enter. From there you can use the tempo and value knob to select your destination across all 4 banks and 16 patterns within each bank. When you're finished, press the C# button. It'll flash up that it's done, and then press the C button when you're finished to go back to the previous screen. To copy a bass pattern only to another location, press and hold the Shift button, and then press the octave up button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob to get this shown on the screen. Press the C# to enter, and from there again you can use the tempo and value knob to select your new location across all 4 banks and 16 patches within each bank. When you're finished, press the C# button to enter. It'll flash up that it's done, and then press the C button to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 66 in this series. How to perform a factory reset. Make sure the T8 is currently off, and then while holding down the slide right button, which is down here on the right hand side, switch the T8 back on. FACT will show up on the screen, and the accent button will be flashing. To cancel, switch the unit off. To continue, press the accent button. Then all of the lights will start to light up. Once done is displayed and everything is flashing, you can turn the T8 off and on again, and it will have performed a factory reset. Just like so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure you give the video a like and subscribe for more content on this unit and others to come. And if you'd really like to help support the channel, why not decide to become a member? Thanks again. Bye.